Hello everyone, I welcome you all on digital platform of Prince Edu Hub. I Arvind Padiwal. Today going to start acid, base and salts. As far as our exam is concerned, whether it is NDA or any other exam, it is very important chapter and many questions are being asked simultaneously from this chapter. So we'll start. See, initially before 1884 there was no theory about acid, base and anything. People were not knowing about what is acid and what is base. So in what happened in 84 in 1884 a scientist Svante Arrhenius gave theory of acid and base. What he gave, we'll study it. Theory of acid and base. Clear? In 1884 Svante Arrhenius is a scientist who gave the theory of acid and base. Now what he said in his theory, that is far a different point, but if we take the conclusion of his story, then he said acid are some molecule or ion. Acid can be molecule or it can be ion. Which gives hydrogen ion, or I can say proton ion, which gives H plus ion. See, H plus ion is known as proton. Fine. If we put it into water, what actually happen if any substance, and if you put it into water, then it dissociates, and after dissociating it gives H plus ion. Then according to Svante Arrhenius, it is acid. Fine. This is a simple definition. Anything which gives H plus ion, so hydrogen ion, it can be called hydrogen ion also, or I can say proton, or I can say H plus ion, then it is known as proton. See, somewhere and somewhat H plus can also be written as H3O plus. So don't confuse H plus or H3O plus, both are same. Clear? Now this is something that we have extracted from the theory of Svante Arrhenius. Now we have three more definition of acids, and the first one is according to Svante Arrhenius. In exams it is being asked that what is the acid according to Svante Arrhenius. So according to Svante Arrhenius, acid are those which gives H plus ion, on dissociating in water. Anything which dissociates into water, and if it gives H plus ion, then it is according to Svante Arrhenius, it is acid. So what are those? If we talk about example, then it is H2SO4. If we put it into water, then we get protons, or I would say it dissociates like 2H plus SO4 2 minus. These are the protons, these are the hydrogen ion, and since it is giving, so it is acid. This definition is according to Svante Arrhenius. Now second, Lewis acid. If a scientist named Lewis who gave the definition of acid also. So according to Lewis, acid are those which accept electrons, which accepts electrons? Very simple. According to Lewis, acid are those which accepts electron. Example, so SO2, CO2. These are the examples. Or ZnCl2 can also be written over here. Any species, any molecule, any ion which accept electron will be known as Lewis acid. So up to this we have seen what is acid actually. Svante Arrhenius gave the theory of this acid and base also, and according to Svante Arrhenius, acid are those which give hydrogen ion, or I can say what, which gives H plus ion, or I can say proton, and Lewis acid are those which accept electrons, and example are SO2 and CO2. Now moving on to the next, third one, that is what are, I'm giving the time, you can make note of it. The third one is, see I write here, third one is Bronsted-Lowry acid. This is again a third scientist who gave the theory of acid and base, and he said anything that is proton donor, yani I can write which donates proton is acid. So what is Bronsted-Lowry acid? Bronsted-Lowry acid is a species, or I can say molecule, or I can say ion which donates proton is known as what? Is known as acid. Now if you see the similarity between Svante Arrhenius acid and Bronsted-Lowry, Svante told that which gives H plus ion, and H plus is known as proton. And now see the definition of Bronsted-Lowry acid, which donates proton. Now both are simple, only the terminology is different. So here we don't have to panic. These three are the definition of acid according to the scientist. But if you see the logic behind it, then all the three logic are same. So we have seen in this section that what is acid, and according to three scientists what is the definition of acids, these three scientists. And if you see an example of it, let's say HCl, because it gives H plus ion, or H2SO4, these are also Bronsted-Lowry acid. Fine. Now we will be seeing the properties of acids. This is something that happens in chemical reactions. You can tell this is acid if you donate electron, if you get electron, then you can see. But can you think about it, that in day-to-day life this is not possible for us to see whether this substance is giving proton, this substance is getting electrons. We can't see these life. So how will we people came to know that this substance is acid or not? So this is something that will be told us by the properties of acid. So now we'll see the properties of acid. So properties of acid. See, now first one is, if any acid and if you test it, it is sour. It is what? It is sour in taste. खट्टा, टेस्ट में खट्टे होते हैं. Clear है? Now, is it possible to us that can we test every acid? The nearby answer is not. Right now I'm telling you no. Then there are some substance which helps us to tell us whether this substance is acid or not, and these are known as indicators. We will study it. So if any substance is acid, then it turns litmus paper. What is litmus here? This is an indicator. I will teach you in the following classes. Please be stick to this. This is something that will help us to tell us whether this is acid or not. So it turns litmus paper red from blue. So remember this. अगर आपके पास एसिड है तो वो क्या कर देगा, लिटमस को रेड कर देगा, यानी इट टर्न्स रेड. फाइन. नेक्स्ट, इट टर्न्स phenolphthalein. This is again an indicator. Phenolphthalein is again an indicator. It turns phenolphthalein colorless. What? Colorless. Again, this is something that you have to remember. As I remember these things, you have to remember. There is no rocket science in that. जैसे मुझे याद है वैसे आपको भी याद होना चाहिए. Now, because I'm writing over here, because these litmus paper, phenolphthalein and methyl orange, these are the three highly used indicators in our day-to-day life, or I can say in laboratory. So it turns, third one, methyl orange red. So in examination, how question are raised? Okay, you have an acid, fine. Then which color will it turn into litmus paper? The answer is red. Fine. And now again, if you have phenolphthalein and you have acid, then which color will it be? That is colorless. And the third one is methyl orange, it will turn into red. The litmus paper is indicator which is highly and widely used, and its original color is actually purple. And we will study about all these aspects in following classes. So we have seen that in test acid are sour and it turns these colors of this. Clear? Next, acid gives H plus ions in water. We have already discussed this. Anything, the definition itself says that H plus giver is what acid. Fine. The pH is less than 7.0. pH, sir, what is this pH? I will tell you. pH is a potential of hydrogen. This is a simple process to get to know whether the substance are acid or base. So this is the last section of this chapter we will study, but right now you can assume it. pH is something that is helpful us to know whether the given substance is acid or base. pH is less than 7, then it becomes acid, and if pH is greater than 7.0, then it becomes base. So in exam questions may be asked like we have two substance A and B, and first having 6.2 pH and second is 7.9. Which one is acid and which one is base? So if you know this property that less than 7 will become acid and greater than 7 will become base, so I know answer is this. This is acid and this is base. Clear? Yes. Fine. If you react, or I can say if acid react with metal, the final product, I don't know what it would be, but there is something that is sure, that is H2 gas. So how can I say is that, on reacting with metal, acid gives hydrogen gas. Next point, acids are not slippery. So what is this slippery? Smooth, cheekna. If you touch the acids, you will not find that these are smooth or slippery like soap. साबुन जैसा चीकना होता है, ऐसे क्या नहीं होते हैं, एसिड्स नहीं होते हैं. So we have to remember these properties. The questions are asked from these property. And again, important property, in presence of acid, corrosion happens. In chemical and physical change chapter, we will discuss about corrosion. जंग लगना जिसे बोलते हैं. So you can assume that in presence of acid, metal becomes corrosive, or I can say corrosion happens. So these are few properties which we have seen in the section, that whether these properties are good to understand whether these acids are how can they react. Now one more property we can assume is that acid neutralize base. So what is this neutralize? I tell you. When we mix acid into base, then final product neither acid nor base. It becomes neutral. this is how we are supposed to write it, and this is why I write it. You know, acid neutralize base, and in properties of base you will study that base neutralize property. These are the just reverse process of it. You know, the properties of acid does not remain there because it gets neutralized by base. So these are the properties, and again I'm telling you, all these 7 or 8 properties are very important for the exam perspective. So please do mind it and make note of every point of this property. I'm giving you 1 or 2 3 seconds so that you can make note of this. So please make note of these properties, and now we will study the next slides. So I hope you have written over here. What we are going to study is that, see, this is something that is theoretically. Now we in day-to-day life we see that we have many vegetables, fruits, or any substance in which acids are present. You know, acid is a very essential part of our day-to-day life. Whether whatever we eat, whatever we drink, in any ways acid is present. So now we are going to make a table. Everybody will make it. We are going to make a table in which we will enlist the substance, name of substance, and name of acid. So this part is something that we have to remember. There is no again logic behind it. We have to remember. First, I'm writing here vinegar. Now many people are confused, what is it? आप लोगों ने बहुत बार एपी फिज जो जूस आता है वो पिया होगा. उसके अंदर जो क्वांटिटी होती है, और आई कैन से एप्पल का जो जूस होता है उसमें विनेगर होता है. जैसे हिंदी में सिरका बोलते हैं, बट अगेन विनेगर इज समथिंग दैट इज अ बिट अल्कोहलिक, एंड in some ways it is used in forming in alcohol also. So vinegar, you have to remember it, because this is very important as far, because acid that contains inside it, that is acetic acid, and its formula is CH3COOH. This is a chemical formula of acetic acid. Now I tell you that acetic acid is one of the weakest, or I would say weakest acid in nature. This is why it is important. Remember it. Now second one is ant's sting. See, when an ant bites us, then what it does, it simply releases a special liquid, and in that liquid there is an acid, and that's name is formic acid. And it is also said to be methanoic acid. And its chemical formula is SCOO. Mind it, I will not write each and every chemical formula of acid, because it will become more complex for you people to remember, and that are not that much important as far as our exam is concerned, because these are simple, these are too easy to learn, easy to remember. That is why I am telling you. And this could be also written as C2H4O2, and this is CH2O2. So you can remember these formula also, or you can write, or you can remember like this. Fine. Number third, milk or curd, both milk and curd, it contains lactic acid. So there is no any further point which we need to discuss. In milk and curd, lactic acid is present. And citrus, now citrus, citrus, citrus fruits like lemon, orange, in these kind of fruits, see, I tell you, lemon and orange, you know, in orange we may have different type of acids, but in citrus fruit like lemons there is acid known as citric acid. citric acid, there is known as there is an acid that is known as citric acid. Clear? Yes. 5. Spinac. This is palak. You know, palak की सब्जी हम लोग खाते हैं. So spinac is palak. Spinac is palak and it contains oxalic acid. It contains oxalic acid. Next one is amla, and it contains ascorbic acid, and its other name is vitamin C. You know, if we see the other name of vitamin C, we'll study it in the vitamin section. The other name of vitamin C is ascorbic acid. And the great source of, I would say, the one of the finest source of vitamin C is that is amla, and it contains ascorbic acid. So we have studied vinegar, ant sting, milk curd, citrus fruit, spinac, amla. Now we will see, next we will see, so we are again making a different table. So 5, 6, 7. Yes. Tea contains tannic acid. Tea contains tannic acid. Remember it. Tea contains which acid? Tannic acid. See, this is not that much important, but still we have to remember that it can be also asked in examination. So remember it. Now, you know about unripe mango, or would say kacha yam curry. Yes. So these are grapes, or I can say turmeric, that is imli. It contains tartaric acid. It contains tartaric acid. It contains tartaric acid. This is very important again. Imli is turmeric, or grapes, angur, it contains tartaric acid. Now, one fine is gastric, or sometimes it is called gastric juice. See, it is found in our stomach. We will see it in the section of digestion. It contains citric acid, same as its name, and the name of acid is also same. So in this section we have seen some important point in which are important substance in which name of acids are present. See, this is name of substance, this is name of substance, and this is name of acid. So in this section we have seen it, that which kind of acid are present in this section. So you might be getting many more examples in your books, in internet also. You may have all these, but it is not that much sufficient whether these things are important to us, that to which extent we need to write it out. So we can simply say one more important which I forgot, that is banana and apple. This is in which malic acid is present. And apple is a great source of malic acid. So somewhere you can be asked also that banana and apple contains malic acid, and apple is a great source of malic acid. So please make the table of it. We have written over more than 10 substances in which acids are present, and we have written over their names also. So these are sufficient as far as exam is concerned, but it is never sufficient because examiner may ask anything also. So prepare by your own also if you think this is important. This is something that I found, and this is something that I found that comes regularly in the many exams. So this is why I have written over 10 or 12 substance. Now we will study the next section. So I am giving you some times to note and to make the table of it. Please make the table of it. Now I am rubbing those. See, these acids are some acids which are found in the accessories, or I can say in the materials which we use as we can say in eating or anything else. But now we have 3-4 more acid which are 3-4 more acid which are told as science lab acids, or I can say these acids are industrial acid. As far as the industry is concerned, these acids are highly commonly used. So next point is industry acid. Industry acid. So we have simply 3 acid that falls in the bracket of industry acid. The first one is H2SO4. H2SO4. This is sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid. This is sulfuric acid. This is something that is known as king of acids. King of acids. Sulfuric acid is said to be king of acids. Remember it. Or acid of sulfur. Acid of sulfur. Acid of sulfur. So we have 3 names. Sulfuric acid, this is chemical formula, this is a common name, and this is again a common name. Fine. Next, HNO3. HNO3. So it is nitric acid. Nitric acid. It is, or I can say acid of nitrogen, or I can say acid of nitrogen. So remember it. First one is H2SO4 sulfuric acid, second one is nitric acid, and sometime it is known as aqua fortis. Aqua fortis. Aqua fortis. Somewhere it has been written aqua fortis. The last one is HCl. It's a hydrochloric acid. And remember, this is one of the strongest acid. This is one of the strongest acid in nature. We could have found that is what HCl, strongest acid, right? And it is somewhere called as acid of salt. Acid of salt. So these are the other names of these acids, and these are the acids which are highly used in science labs. Or I can say industrial area. These 3 acids are commonly and widely used. Now we have one important point, that is aqua regia. Very important. As far as exam is concerned, this point is very important. What is that? Aqua regia. Aqua regia है, हिंदी में इसको अम्ल राज बोलते हैं. See what is that? Nothing. This is the strongest acid. Yes. Now what we do there's a mixture of these two. Now this is a particular, remember this is a particular, and the ratio is very important. If we have 100 ml acid, 100 ml acid, and 3 part of this is HCl, or I would say 3 HCl plus 1 concentrated HNO3. 1 concentrated HNO3. Sir, what do you want to say? I want to say that if you have anything, any solution, any acid, and from that, if we have 3 part of HCl or 1 part of HNO3, if you mix it, then it becomes ultra dangerous acid, and that is known as aqua regia. I mean, we have 100 ml, or I can say 100 ml. Some people are saying whether we are speaking Hindi or English. Anyways, 100 ml acid. So what you do, you just take 75 ml HCl and 25 ml HNO3, and you mix it, then it becomes aqua regia. It is not like that it is fixed, we have to take 75. No, I am just making a ratio. I am making a ratio of HCl is to HNO3. It must be 3:1. Remember it. I have told you the ratio of. Yes. So what are the uses of aqua regia? thus to clean metals like gold. You might have seen some people come to our home and they say that we will clean your ornaments. So actually what happens when we put our metal into the aquaregia, then it cleans it, and if you keep the metals for a longer period into aquaregia, it will start decaying. So some part of golds will start melting, or I can say will be just decaying into fragments, so that our net gold would become lesser what it was. So kindly be aware of it while cleaning the metals, or I can say gold metals, gold ornaments in aquaregia. Please be careful for the time period. Do not put the gold for a longer period into aquaregia, else you would find your ornaments would may have damaged also. Now we have again this note, you might have heard about note: strongest acid is HCl and weakest acid is acetic acid, that's CH3COOH. I have already mentioned this point, but still make a note that it may be asked in the examination that what is the strongest acid, that is HCl, and weakest acid is acetic acid, that is found in vinegar. So in this lecture we have discussed about what is acid, what are the different definition of acid, and according to Svante Arrhenius, Lewis and Bronsted-Lowry, what are the acids. Now we came into the properties of acid, and we have seen different types of acid, that is day-to-day life acids and industries acid and aquaregia. So now we will start in next class, that is base. So till then you make note of it and do watch till the end. So thank you for watching.